Hello there, my name is Lance Vader, and I would like to show you how to play Outer Wilds. This is an independent game. It's beautiful, it's cute, equal parts adorable and terrifying. Let us begin here with a new expedition. And with this new expedition... Oh, that's beautiful. This is the world of Outer Wilds. Isn't that beautiful? There's a little satellite that goes by really fast. There's a planet. That's the moon. That's the moon, even though it's got smoke coming off of it. It's a little comet you can never get to. Yeah. So we're going to talk to this guy. Hey, are you ready to get this thing off the ground? She's all fueled and ready to go. You're sure you fixed the retro rockets? Well, that was only a problem one time. And then maybe a few times after that. But hey, no reason to dwell on the past, right? Anyway, you want those launch codes? You just need those launch codes from the observatory, and then you're out of here. Alright. So this is your village. This is pretty much the entire... Well, okay, not the entire population of your species, but this is the place with most of them. We talked to one, and there's like 4 more adults in this whole town. I see you're off for some last-minute practice. Well, the training rockets can't stay on forever, huh? We'll be cheering for you at the launch. From a safe distance, of course. Yes, thanks for the vote of confidence. Beautiful. Good luck on your expedition. Any idea where you'll go first? If it were me, I'd check out that gnarled, thorny one I can see in the sky on certain nights. I wonder how big it really is. It's bigger than this planet. I don't know that, of course, because I've never been there. You're actually blasting off in that thing, huh? I'm told my odds of survival are statistically quite high. Yeah, the space program's certainly come a long way. Guess that makes it more appealing to go gallivanting off into space. By the way, good luck with those retro rockets. Have you seen that statue in the observatory? It makes my brain hurt just thinking about it. I wonder if you'll bring back anything that weird from your expedition. No, I won't, because inventory hasn't been implemented yet, and you can't actually bring anything back yet. Oh, hey, it's you. Shouldn't you be in space by now? Oh, I get it. You wanted to practice landing with a pro, huh? I like to pretend those tree stumps are planets and moons. Show me what you got. Alright, so, this is the practice ship. On the keyboard, Shift makes you go up. Control makes you go down, and you can use, and the WASD keys make you go forward, left, right. Let's fail spectacularly. Oh. Nope, guess you didn't have anything to say about that. Okay, yeah, you can do this with your real ship, only your real ship can be broken. And we went over the planet. Okay, reset, exit. No, he's not saying anything here. But he will if we... So, ooh, crap. Reset. So the trick to this is not going too fast, using a lot of shift to counteract the effects of gravity. And then when the spotlight is, this is what I didn't do last time, the spotlight is... When the spotlight is right over a tree stump, you can land on it. Wow, what a landing! I guess that's why you get to fly the real ship. Well, I gotta practice so I can be an explorer too someday. Yep, that's exactly why they let me fly this. Okay, Zero G Cave and Observatory. We're gonna go for the Zero G Cave first. Notice that it's already day. Day and night cycles are pretty quick here. Oh, hello, astronaut. I'm listening for sounds with my telescope. Heard anything interesting? How do you listen for some. Never mind. They don't know how telescopes work.
Everything's interesting in space, astronaut, but the outpost on the moon is coming in loud and clear.
I guess maybe telescopes work differently. Okay. Now it's turning into night, and I do like looking off into space. Timed on this in this game. There is a time limit on everything, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. That's a satellite. It takes pictures. We can take pictures in just a minute. You can zoom in with the shift. I'll post all the music put together on the outpost. Yeah, that is coming in loud and clear. We're going to get to see the big thorny one. Is that satellite again? Alright, so that's stargazing. You can do some pretty cool stargazing from that outpost. I definitely recommend taking a look at all the planets when you can. Banjo. Pretty cool. Hey, I thought I might see you for a little last-minute zero-G training before the big launch. Nerves getting the better of you? All right, like you weren't nervous for your first flight. Hey, don't worry about it. That's between you, me, and the vast endlessness of space. You'll do fine out there. I'd worry more about the ship if I were you. Hopefully that lunatic rocket scientist at least fixed some retro rockets. So here's the deal. I've set up an old satellite in the zero-G cave for you to repair. Get to it, and try not to concuss yourself right before launch. Will do. Suiting up, that's the visor coming down, and it is dark. It is dark. F turns on your flashlight. And that's very good, because you will be using it. Okay. So yeah, the trick in here is to not go too fast. Set that target with a left click. For this target. Left click. Go in here. When you get really close, you can press spacebar to match your speed. Use your action button. Also press spacebar and then head towards something to kill your sideways momentum. Alright. 66% prepared. Just one more. So, yeah, every time you move in one direction, you're going to have to move in the opposite direction in order to counteract
done. Of course, it'll be a little more stressful when you're hurtling at vast speeds through the endless void of space. Always annoys me when we use the word vast to describe something that is not to a great extent. This is very high. Anyway, high speeds. Anyway, when with that, your training is officially complete. Welcome to the space program. I can see you're already itching to get off this rock. You'll find the launch codes over at the observatory. Best of luck out there, and hey, try to avoid getting yourself killed now that you've put so much time into training. Yeah, that would be very inconvenient for you, I understand. So I'll try to avoid of course, the whole place is doomed, and there's going to be a supernova, but that's okay. No. Launch tower is the original. We don't want to go to either one of those. We want to go to the observatory. The observatory. And I told you that you can get pictures. Yeah, this is how you get pictures. Let's see. Take rear view pictures are taken with the R key. Why? Forward-facing pictures with the right mouse button. So you can see this thing is going at a constant speed, but I can just take a picture and leave that picture up there, and the satellite just keeps going overhead. Oh, there's a little something or other. It's a teleport pad. Just in case you need to teleport back to this place without your ship. Alright, leave. Q for leave. And this is nice to read. This crater has always been our home. In fact, for generations we assumed it was the entire world. Now we know that our crater is but one of many geographical depressions on a tiny rock hurtling through the endless void of space. But it's still our favorite. Alright. Items of note here include the statue. The ancient statue is a subject of a heated debate. The level-headed among us adhere to the obvious explanation that the statue simply phase shifts whenever you look away at it. It hasn't stopped our more imaginative thinkers from taking the ridiculous argument that it actually exists in every possible configuration simultaneously and only collapses to a single state while it is being observed. Whatever the explanation, both sides agree the effect is extremely creepy. It is creepy. Yeah, there's an eye in the middle of the forehead. What's up? What you gonna do about that? Nothing. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Creepy. That's the skull of that kind of creature, by the way. This skull and that statue are of the same kind of creature. The discovery of the stone codex on the Hourglass Twins has allowed us to translate many of the symbols left behind by the ancient people who used to inhabit our solar system. This is sort of the Rosetta Stone. Although this translation is an ongoing effort, we are fairly certain that this specific inscription is a recipe for cactus stew. Yeah, so that's why you are able to translate alien writings that you come across, because this has been discovered. Yay! Now we can translate stuff. This 1.5 million year old skull belonged to one of the ancient people who used to dwell in our solar system. Although we have unearthed many of their artifacts and structures, we still have no idea where these people came from or what happened to them. With only 3 eyes, it's easy to wonder if their disappearance had something to do with their inferior depth perception. Not death perception, depth perception. I'm sure they could perceive death just as well as we can. This piece of ancient technology bears a marked resemblance to the slide projector in the observatory's atrium. Assuming this advanced alien technology adheres to inexplicably similar principles, we believe it to be some sort of data projection device. You will see a bunch of these on your travels, and you can translate stuff from them. Further research will undoubtedly ensue if we ever figure out how to turn it on. Yeah, the rest of them are all turned on, so it doesn't matter that much. And this is a picture of your Surveyor probe. You can launch that. I can't launch it right now because I'm not suited up. Some of our own expedition gear actually incorporates technology we've reverse engineered from ancient artifacts. This Surveyor Probe Mark IV features a limited warp ability that has dramatically reduced the rate at which our astronauts lose them to the depths of space. In theory, this warp technology should also work on organic life forms, but further experimentation has been recently hampered by a shortage of volunteers. Yeah, because there's only like 10 of us in the whole solar system. So, you know, there's that. and some balls. Of course, they move on their own. And it's not because the physics engine is broken. It's because the moon is pulling on them. Yay, the moon! All right. Other thing to notice. See this guy right here. This crystal was taken from an ancient ruin on Brittle Hollow. It seems to create a local gravity distortion and was most likely used to traverse steep surfaces. Yeah. These things are cool. They alter the gravity when you're around them. There's a lot of them on Brittle Hollow, but there's a couple of them in other places. So whenever you hear that sound, did you hear that sound it was making? Listen. Whenever you hear that sound, it's sort of a warning, gravity distortions kind of deal. Alright. This living anglerfish specimen was found attached to the landing gear of one of our spacecraft after a close flyby of dark bramble. Judging by the size of the recently discovered adult anglerfish tooth, construction of a larger fish tank might be necessary. Yes it is. This is a little guy, and I wish we could turn off the lights in here so you can see, but he is an anglerfish. And I don't know if you know anything about anglerfish in real life, but this guy is a lot like anglerfish in real life. He has a little light at the front of his head, and it turns on, and if you follow the light, it'll lead you straight to the anglerfish's open mouth, and that's great news for him. This tooth belongs to an adult version of the juvenile anglerfish in the tank. If adult proportions are consistent with that of the smaller fish, they must grow to nearly the size of our spacecraft. Yeah, they're big. Watch out for them. They kill you. They kill you! Alright, so, this is the observatory. Unfortunately, we can't actually, look through the telescope. But we can use this map. And it's way cooler than it looked like, because it was just made of wood, but now it's like the whole thing. You can move in with the shift key, move out with the control key. These are the bodies in this solar system. It's a tiny solar system. It's like some 50 miles across or something. Oh snap. The Nomad is going to go right through dark bramble here. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The Nomad is a comet. A dark bramble is, well, it's a dark patch of brambles. So that's pretty cool. The Giant's Deep is a gas giant, sort of, with a liquid core. Next one in is Brittle Hollow. It is called that because it is brittle and it is hollow. The Devil's Furnace, and right now the Quantum Moon is rotating, or is going around Brittle Hollow. But the Quantum Moon, well, it's funny. We'll talk about that later. Timber Hearth is right where we are, and this is our planet. The Lunar Lookout is right up there. It's really hard to actually see anything from the Lunar Lookout. The Hourglass Twins. Notice this guy has some blue flames popping out of it every once in a while, and this guy has a bunch of craters that are now full of sand. Alright, close the map, enter. Talk. There you are! I just finished pre-flight observations, and local conditions are good. Except, to be honest, I'm getting some rather disturbing reports from the other travelers. It sounds like that things are changing out there. Oh, what do the reports say? Well, apparently, Brittle Hollow's volcanic moon has started erupting, and seismic activity has been detected underneath the Hourglass Twins. Oh, and there are storms brewing in Giant's Deep, and, well, you get the picture. The point is, things are changing out there faster than we've ever seen. Hard to make for one hell of an expedition. Exciting stuff, isn't it? Almost makes me wish I were a traveler myself. Almost. Ah, I almost forgot. Here are the launch codes. You're a go for launch. Be careful out there. Right. Also, notice the sun. These 5 displays depict the life cycle of a massive star similar to our Sun. Such a star will remain in the main sequence phase the longest, as it gradually fuses with the hydrogen in its core into helium. Once all of its hydrogen has been fused into helium, the star begins fusing helium into even heavier elements. This happens in real life, by the way. This is true. The star is no longer generating heat by nuclear fusion, and the core becomes unstable and contracts. The outer shell of the star, which is mostly hydrogen still, starts to expand. The star is now a red supergiant and well into its dying stages. As its core fuses heavier and heavier elements, gravitational collapse becomes inevitable. Boom. Finally, the core collapses and the star explodes in a massive cosmic event known as a supernova. Our best estimates indicate that our own sun will go supernova in less than 2 million years. Yes, that is correct. It will be less than 2 million years. Much, much less than 2 million years. So these are the oxygen tanks, which you carry with you, and that keeps you from dying by asphyxiation. This is your chemical reaction converter, your energy converter, which wasn't reinforced originally, but then an early model successfully converted 78% of the ship's hull into usable energy, which we don't want that. Helmets like these are our explorers' windows on the universe. Each helmet is custom fit to its wearer with a stylish gold visor that provides protection from direct sun exposure. This pilot seat is all that remains of our species' inaugural flight into space. Although it's been argued that such a distinction requires an overly liberal definition of flight, that day will always remain a landmark achievement in the history of our planet. These guys are like Kerbals. And here's that statue. I love that statue. That's so awesome. Alright. And then from here, we can just go... Pretty cool. That's the freaky moving moon. And we'll see if we can... Just giant Stevens. Alright, so those planets look huge. They look huge in the sky. Way bigger than my stuff. Looks like you're ready for takeoff. All this excitement is fun, but I can't wait to get back to working on the new spaceship. We're working on fixing the autopilot's avoidance system for this one. Sorry. Yeah, the autopilot does not automatically avoid anything. So, when you engage autopilot, be careful. Alright. Now let's get into space. We suit up. This is our visor, our spacesuit, our jetpack, very, very useful thing. Our oxygen tank, extremely useful, and our surveyor probe. Somewhat less useful than the oxygen tank and the jetpack, but still nice. This surveyor probe is designed to help our explorers map their environment and assess dangerous situations. It features forward and rear-facing cameras, a mostly reliable hazard detector, and powerful floodlights for illuminating the darkest reaches of space. Powerful floodlights are nice. It's got a computer, which right now does not have anything on it other than Timber Hearth, the cradle of our species, highest evergreen population of any planet, which is like 10. Numerous service craters suggest ancient meteor impacts. Core composition, liquid H2O. Not really a good material for making stuff. Anyway, and this is the sun. Unstable, accelerated nuclear fusion detected in core. Yeah, that's not good. So, go off into space, into the spacesuit, space helmet, space. Alright. So this is, that's the first. match somebody's velocity, right after that you stop matching their velocity. And then the body accelerates and you accelerate. So, alright. This is landing mode. Yeah, we landed. Okay. This is the moon. The moon's nice. It inexplicably has trees. Evergreens. I don't know why. It just does. It's got no oxygen. Trees don't need oxygen. It's got no carbon dioxide. Trees kind of do need carbon dioxide. But, you know, that's life. That's life out here in the outer wilds. What you gonna do about it? Alright. We can go to the North Pole here. And there's a little light. Oh, you can see elsewhere. And you have to keep turning your head. If you're not turning your head, the spin of the moon is pretty intense. So if you're not turning your head, oh, you got to see a little blue flash. Did you see it? Alright. Go to this guy. A bunch more evergreens over here. Man, so many evergreens. Oh, yeah, you hear that sound? That means that there's oxygen over here. Inexplicably, there is oxygen in this part of the moon. Just this part. Not the whole thing, just this part. Welcome! It's not often I get visitors up here, you know, being the moon and all. What can I do? What can I do you for? Let's see, where's that music coming from? See that radio I cobbled together over there? I calibrated it to pick up the music being played by the 4 other travelers out exploring the solar system. If you look at other planets through your telescope, you might be able to hear them too. Anything here worth checking out? Honestly, I think this place is pretty dull. I mean, look at Brittle Hollow's moon. It has volcanoes. Now that's a moon. I suppose the view from the North Pole is pretty spectacular, though. It's the pointy red marker on your minimap. So, what is it you do here? I'm the warden of the Lunar Lookout. The other travelers used to stop here for repairs, but I haven't seen them in ages. Don't tell anyone, but I spend most of my time launching probes at the village. The trick is to hold down the launch button so pressure builds up in the compression chamber. Makes them fly way farther. And this is true. We can launch probes at the village from here. But you'll notice when they go off that they immediately appear to veer off to the right. That's because, well, we're spinning. This is a rotating reference frame. So the moon is constantly accelerating towards the right. And if you're not, and once we launch the probe, it stops accelerating towards the right as well. There's a giant crater right there that's shaped like a U. And there's the village. Bullseye! Oh no, that's gonna miss. Barely. Pretty cool. And there's the satellite. Alright. Pretty cool. Now, I'm just showing you how to get from place to place, so I'm not really in a hurry to get anywhere. And the supernova will probably blow us up before we get too far. This is not going to be more than I guess it could be a little more than a 20-minute video because I don't think that the timer starts until you have the launch codes and you're already launching off into space. I don't know whether it starts when you get the launch codes. Maybe that was the loading that it did right at the statue, or maybe it starts counting when you launch into space, or maybe when you enter the launch codes. I don't know when it starts. It'll be interesting to see this video when it's done and see when that happens. All right. So here are the planets. This is the Giant's Deep. If you press E, you can engage autopilot. Start flying towards it. Find your flight path, accelerate towards the destination. It won't dodge any hazards along the way. Giant's Deep is one of the largest the gravity of Giant Steve starts pulling you in. So you gotta watch it. That's not where you want to go. It's called the Nomad. It has a wide elliptical orbit. It's the only one that doesn't have a circular orbit. It goes further out than anyone else. Let's go towards the Nomad. The Nomad gets a pretty good view of things. Do not be on the Nomad when it goes through dark ground. Pro tip. Also, the Nomad does not have a... That's a white hole, by the way. It's got a lot of debris around it. Don't fly into it. If you find yourself flying right into it, really close, move. Like, seriously. You'll probably blow up if you smack it. Now, the Nomad is not accelerating very fast, and it does not have very much gravity, so I'm not accelerating towards it very quickly. Background, and there's a little hollow. So, you know, there's those are the hourglass doors. Let's go to the hourglass doors. Oh, and dark triangle's on the other side of the solar system. Notice we're getting dangerously close to our home planet. I think I got caught by the gravity, and it started growing. Oh well, we got to explore quite a bit, and this is the death sequence. What happens when you die in Outer Wilds. It shows you some vignettes from your journey, and boom. You're back to where you started. I'm Lance Vader. This is Outer Wilds, and that's how you play it. Oh, it says launch codes remembered. Do remember that. So you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of getting the launch codes again. I'm Lance Vader. This has been Outer Wilds, and that's just a short introduction to the game. Thank you for watching.